So we've already taken a look at positive adjectives. If I said funny, right? He is funny. That is a positive adjective. And comparative adjectives, where I would say he is funnier, and I'm implying with he is funnier is that he is funnier than someone else. So superlative is when I say he is funniest. And when I say that, I'm implying that he is the funniest of the things or people that are funny. Out of all of them, he's the most funny. So when comparing a person to or person or thing to two or more others is when we use the superlative, and it shows a very large amount or something that is the very best. And in English, we often use the suffix est or the adverbs very or most to make an adjective superlative. So the superlative form of happy is happiest. You could also say very happy or most happy. Uncertain would be most uncertain or very uncertain. We could not say uncertainest. Just use your good English common sense there. If it doesn't sound right, it probably is not. Bright, we would say brightest to make it superlative. Clearly, you could say very bright or most bright. Now, Latin uses the suffix issimus for masculine, issima for feminine, and issimum for neuter. So you simply add them to the stem of the adjective. So you got adjective stem, then you're going to add the suffix, and you're going to add the first and second declension endings. All superlative adjectives decline with first and second declension endings, even if they are a third declension adjective. So take out a piece of paper like before. I want you to do dulcis, dulce, in the masculine, feminine, and neuter in both singular and plural in the superlative degree. When you've done, it's good to practice. I know it's not a lot of fun. It's good to practice to make sure that you understand the concept. So if not, you can go back and figure out what you're missing. So pause it. When you've done this, come back and I'll give you a chance to check. So here we go. Take a look at this. So again, what do we add? We add the adjective stem, which is D-U-L-C. Do you see that? It's D-U-L-C. So go to the second, right? The second one listed, or if it's a single ending adjective, then you go to the genitive, right? So they're all D-U-L-C, and then you add that. These are easy because they are the endings that you've known since the beginning of time, even if they're a third declension adjective, which is the only hard part to get used to, is that all declensions of adjectives do this. All right, let's talk about some other endings because there is some exceptions. So adjectives ending in ER, add the ending rimus, rima, and rimum. So you add the superlative ending to the nominative singular masculine form. This is going to be different. All of this stuff, like everything else we do, is in your chart book. So if you need that, go to your chart book and it'll help you. So you take the whole word pulcher, right? Pulcher. And no matter what it is, so this is, how I've told you that the stem always comes from the feminine? Yes, except in this case, you're going to use the masculine form and you're going to add the ending. So here we've got rimus, rima, rimum. Okay. Now, adjectives ending in ILIS. So here we have ILIS, similis, dissimilis, facilis, difficilis, gracilis, utilis. You add the ending limus, lima, limum, masculine, feminine, neuter, to the stem. So this time we are talking about the stem. All right, so if we take similis, simile, the stem comes from the second word listed, simil, right? And then here we add to simil, limus, lima, limum. Okay, those are the only things you have to get straightened out. You do them a bunch of times and you'll remember. All right, second to last thing, superlative with quam. Now, we talked about quam in the positive adjectives. It also appears, and it can precede a superlative, meaning it comes first. And it indicates that the person or thing has the greatest possible of particular quality. Okay? So we translate it as blank as possible, as blank as can be, or the blankest possible. Okay? That's pretty easy. That you'll just need to pay attention for the quam there with the superlative as opposed to the quam with the comparative. All right, now the last thing, substantive adjective. Now, The adjective can be used as a substantive, and basically a substantive means in place of a noun. Now, if I said the meek should inherit the earth, the meek is actually an adjective, but here it acts like a noun. So basically, I can say it is understood the meek people shall inherit the earth. Okay, so substantive adjectives can either be positive or superlative. And if the adjective is masculine, it refers to a man or group of people. If the adjective is feminine, it refers to a woman. If the adjective is neuter, it's implied thing or things. So let's take a look at that. Multi sunt stulti. Many men, and men is the implied part, are foolish. If I was just going to translate it, it would be many are foolish. But because it has this nominative, plural, masculine ending on it, I'm assuming that I'm referring to men. So here, pueri mala non amant. The boys do not love bad. Not feminine. What is it here? It is a neuter. So a plural neuter, and here it's accusative, because what are they loving? So the boys do not love bad. That sounds kind of silly, but if we add the word things is implied there. And the last one, paucae de periculo cogitant. Few, and here we have, few are thinking about the danger, literal. But we see it's nominative plural and it's feminine, so we are going to imply that there's women there. So sometimes you can get away with implied. A lot of times if you don't, it doesn't make good English sense. The boys do not love bad. That doesn't make any sense. So put the noun in there so we understand what you are talking about.